Josh, what the hell are you doing?
Well.
Hey, easy, easy, easy. What are you doing? Stop. Steer, stop stopping. Dad has spoken.
We are putting heaters inside these tanks because it's supposed to drop below freezing the next couple of nights.
Yes.
So that's what we got to do. Can someone hand me this first heater? And I need this board that's right there.
We're putting a piece of paneling down on the floor so the heater, if it gets too hot by the acrylic, you don't do anything there. Got me a monkey in the cage.
All right.
Dance, monkey, dance.
That's a small hole.
I know it is.
There ain't no getting no
I'm going to show them.
Here.
Look at the size of these holes. There's my hand. The holes are maybe 12 inches. And that's what Josh had to jump in. There's 4 of them across the top. They're all that small. But watch him coming out. All right. Now shake the whole thing. Make sure it ain't going to fall.
Now dual purpose. You guys know
Hang on.
how much...
Shake the shit out of it. Make sure that ain't going to fall. Because the wind... Okay, that's good.
Now, rocks retain heat unbelievably well. So if you're ever out camping, doing stuff like that, if you can light a fire under a rock, that rock will stay hot for, 12 hours and keep you warm all night.
We learned this on Star Trek when I was like 12. Okay,
right,
they took out their little laser lights and they blasted a huge boulder about the size of this tank, and it started glowing red, and everybody moved back from it, and then they stayed warm the rest of the night.
Yep. All right, so let me make sure this is... All right, guys, that means we got both of these tanks up and going. There's a heater in that one. There is a heater in this one. I promise it is all wrapped up in blankets, so all the acrylic tanks are fine. Here's that stand for that 8x2 that is for sale. We just carried the 265 out. Here's the stand for it. The tank is actually in my dad's garage, so it didn't sit outside.
It's not out of the way. It's in my way, Josh.
It's being picked up on Thursday.
But we just spent all that time cleaning that garage.
Yeah, well, this is on rollers, tank's on rollers, so when he pulls up Thursday, we can go ahead and get going. Then after this cold snap hits, we can bring that acrylic tank out, set it on this stand for sale. Coming inside, you guys can see the 265 is gone from up there. What I should do now is actually center that Ohio Fish Rescue sign above the tank so it looks better, and it's actually centered and has a purpose back there. Then that opens up room for us to set our filtration up here. I don't think we're gonna put a tank up there and fill it just because that's a lot of weight on these bars, and we'd rather not do it. But that's the perfect spot for the filtration, and we have the tanks on each side, so looks great. And this 240 over here is now sitting in our walkway. It's covered up still. I might have someone coming to pick this up on Saturday. The 265 in the garage is being picked up on Thursday. So you guys seen in one of the videos I picked up some new bass. Got a Temensis down here and a short body Cowberry right here. So these guys are going through quarantine. The rest of these cichlids and whatnot are still able to be rehomed. I'm waiting on this guy to start eating before I place him into his new tank, but he is looking great. Looking at this area over here, you can see that this is just the sump left. 265's gone, and it's opening up this area for, yes, we can start taking down this sock table. That we got to get the plants moved over into a tray in this area. This is going to be our clear water sump, but to do that, all this stuff has to come out. Into a temporary tub. We then have to scrape and recoat the entire sump, and then put the sump back in that corner back there. And then we're gonna have a 4-foot area against that wall that, who knows, maybe we'll put another tank there, I'm not sure. And then we can start reassembling the sump and everything that we want back in that corner. and then open up some new areas for some tanks. What those tanks are going to be, I'm unsure yet. We have that 10-foot 600 sitting in my garage, and we have that 750 sitting outside right now. So one or both of those tanks are going to come in here. Just unsure how we're going to make that happen yet. So we will see about that one. This tank here will likely be heading out of here. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this Wells and the Manueli Piranha down there. And we got to start playing with this whole area on the sheet. I also have this tank. Not sure what we're going to be doing with that one there. We shall see. But who knows? Maybe I'll make another stack of tanks like we had right there and put another 8-footer, possibly a 10-footer, and that 750 back to the back right here, and have another little walkway around. I will draw it up on my squares and be able to play around with it that way. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe we'll want another 8-foot tank with the to match these guys and sell that 600. I'm not sure, but we will find out here in the next couple of weeks. Walking over here, you can see I got this tank drained halfway out. This is for medication purposes. So I drained it down to where my intakes were almost sucking air. And I only had to treat about 250 gallons instead of, 550. So the reason for this, see these red spots on this red tail? He came in with some sort of bacterial infection, and I was treating it with Artemis. Looked like it was going away, and then it came back with a vengeance. So now I am treating with something else, and it seems to be helping. It's a little bit more potent, but this is why you guys must quarantine. If I'd have added him into my system, it would have destroyed the whole entire system, and that's not what we want. So I got to make sure he's healed all the way back up. The other guy back there, the gold, he's just peachy. So you can see this is a phantom or a platinum here, and that is a gold back there. So two different variants of the same catfish, but you can see the big color difference in him. He's more golden yellow and he's more white. Both cool catfish, but we're going to go ahead and get them treated back up. What I'm using right now is this erythromycin. It's a broad spectrum antibacterial disease or treatment, so treats a wide variety of diseases. I don't know why, but these white, red tails, they come down with bacterial infections pretty easy. When you can look over here, everything in my system is super nice and clean. Here goes another one right here, and you can see he's absolutely flawless. And if we walk out here, you can see my other guys. They're out in the monster pond. These are the true platinums out here, and there's 3. 1, 2, and 3. Same thing with the white gars. You would be able to see if there's any sort of bacterial infection on these guys pretty quick, because you can see right through the white skin. While I'm out here, we had the one long-nosed gar. We added in the 2 Peroon hybrids. Well, we got another long-nosed gar in. He completed quarantine, so he joined his friend over here. So they're going to grow out a bit more. I'm getting to the point to where I want to move this Paraíba, but I'm just scared to move them because that's when things go wrong. Still got the regular goonch in there and the albino goonch. We've got the Emperor cichlid in that tank here. I think I'm going to bring the Amara and stick them in that tank there and clear up a quarantine tank in there. And then I just got to find a home for the last remaining of these saltfish. I got a few clowns and some damsels left. Everything else found a home. We had some triggers, some angels, and a tang. They all found a home. Okay, and some honorable mentions. We did rehome the red-tailed cat that was in here. No, I was talking about it on a previous video. And I do believe one of these gar are going to be picked up here in the next couple of days. So that'll clear out this tank a bit more. And you know, we had one more drop in the weather, as you guys know. But soon here, we're just going to go ahead and get this glass in. I know it's been taking forever, but guys, you have to realize we are, you know, one guy. My dad's only one man, and I only work here a couple of hours a night. And I have a family. I have a full-time job that's very, very demanding. So trying to juggle all that, plus all my rental properties. So it takes a lot. Things will happen in their own time. So when it's warm and, you know, peachy and sunny outside, I'll say, hey, let's go ahead and carry that glass in. Might be a day we've got a couple guys here, but it's literally just waiting. As soon as the glass goes in, I can patch up the coating, wait 10 days, fill this bad boy up. I already told you we got the room for the filtration up there. And then we'll transfer all these fish over. I'll put the background and make the repairs that I need to on this tank after I cut it. So we'll go ahead and get this stuff done. It is in the works, but everything is taking forever, and now we're working on this. The next big push, we'll be getting this temporary sump set up, the filter moved, and then breaking down this bad boy. That'll come after we get this painted, though. Probably be the same day. Get everything back in and out the way. Now we're probably going to have to cut this up and take it out in pieces, because I don't know how you're going to lift that thing out of here with the sump in the way and everything else.
God, you don't cut the tank up, you cut a hole in the wall. We can patch the wall.
That ain't a tank, that's just a wood vat. After this, I don't think we have much use for it.
That tank is part of OFR's history. That is the first big tank we built to drive across country to get them 19 big catfish, and they all lived and made it all the way back from Oregon all the way to Ohio with you and your brother. Great story. It's all over Mom's Fish Keepers. And that's like the thing that started our Ohio Fish Rescue. Was that right there?
Yeah. So just bear with us. That things are happening. Some might say at a snail's pace, but like I said, we're only two men here, so we try and do what we can. And sometimes I'm just tired. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. We'll catch you in the next one. As always, stay fishy, my friends.